Hi, I'm Kometa, and today on Dishin with Di, I'm going to show you how to make peach cobbler. This is one of my favorite summertime desserts. It's simple to make and it's perfect for all of your get-togethers. So let's get started on Dishin with Di. So I think the hardest part of this recipe is actually just getting the peaches peeled. So if you can accomplish that, then you have it made, because it's really pretty simple other than that. So what I like to do is to blanch them. So I bring a pot of water to boil, and then I score my peaches on the bottom. So I make like a little X on the bottom with a paring knife, and then I put the peaches into the boiling water and let them cook in there for about 30 seconds. So from the time they hit the water, 30 seconds to a minute, depending on if they're soft or hard. If they're hard, you want to go maybe to a minute. And then take the peaches out with a strainer and put them into an ice bath. And this will stop them from cooking, and you should see that the skin is already starting to peel off. So then you just go ahead and it's like magic. You just peel it right off. And then once you get them all peeled, then you just want to slice them. So that's what I have here. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees, and then we're just going to start this off at the stove. Place about a 3-quart pot on your stove, and then put some granulated sugar in there. Add some ground cinnamon along with a little bit of fresh nutmeg and some salt. Give that a whisk to thoroughly combine it, and then add in your peaches. Toss them to coat them thoroughly with the mixture, and then add a squeeze of lemon juice. And toss it again. Now bring the mixture to a boil over medium heat, stirring occasionally. Once the mixture comes to a boil, remove it from the heat and add in some pure vanilla extract and stir that to thoroughly combine it. Now just set that aside, and we're going to make the batter. Into a 13x9 baking dish, add some unsalted butter that's been cut into small pieces. Now place this in your preheated oven for about 5 minutes to melt the butter while you make the rest of the batter. Now into a mixing bowl, you want to grab some flour. So this is going to be like the outside part of the cobbler, and this is really delicious and it's so simple. Then you also want to grab some white granulated sugar and pour that in there as well. And now to get some flavoring in here, we're going to add a little bit more cinnamon. So we have the cinnamon and the nutmeg in the filling itself, but we want a little bit more on that outside part too, so that tastes good. And then you need some salt, because we put salt in the filling, and then you need salt on the outside too, because everything has to have a lot of flavor. So we don't want to be missing out on any flavor anywhere. And then we need something to make this thing rise. So we have some baking powder here, and I'm just going to put this in, and this is going to make it nice and tender, and it's also going to get like a little bit crispy, and the butter is going to help that as well. And that's what that's doing in the oven now. That's melting, and that's going to mix together with all this and make it really great. So now just grab a whisk and stir this all together really thoroughly and get it really well combined. Now once you get that done, then you want to grab some room temperature milk. This is whole milk, and you're just going to pour this in and mix it through until it's just combined. It's going to look kind of lumpy. The butter is melted and my pan is nice and hot. So now I'm going to take the batter and I'm going to pour it directly into it. You see how this batter fluffed up from that baking powder? It's going to be really delicious. Now you just want to spread this out nice and evenly, but be kind of gentle with it. You don't want to really work it at all. We want to kind of maintain the texture here. And now grab the pot with the hot peaches in it and pour it right over top, nice and evenly. Oh boy, look at this. This is like a dream. Get all that juice out of there. You don't want to miss anything with this. And just kind of move it around gently. And you see what's happening? You see the batter? It's already starting to rise up around the edges. It kind of reminds me of a Yorkshire pudding, how that happens. That's because the pan is already hot, so it's already starting to cook. Now you want to take this and put it right into your preheated oven, and you're going to cook this for about 25 minutes. Once it's done and it's golden brown on top, set it on a rack to cool for a few minutes before you cut into it. This is going to be a good one. Take a look. It's nice and crisp on the outside, and then we have that nice gooey center with those peaches in there. And I'm just going to dig in right here on the corner so I get some of that crispy corner. This is still piping hot. You can eat this cold too, and it's excellent with whipped cream or some ice cream. And today I have some whipped cream. So I'm just going to take a little bit of whipped cream and just put it on my plate, just like that. Isn't that like a beautiful picture? And let's take a bite into this. You can hear the crispiness and some of that whipped cream. Sweet. I love the crunch of that outside. It's got a lot of flavor. It's peachy. It's just peachy. And it's really easy to make, you saw, and delicious. You would be proud to serve this to anyone. And the recipe is on my website, dishinwithdi.com. So make sure you go over there and check out all my other stuff too. And I hope I made your life a little easier, more enjoyable, and delicious. I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.